morning, everybody. Whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world, this is Coast to Coast. Lots going on in the land of the NFL. But, of course, we should probably kick this off with the Cowboys suck exactly how much we thought they do. What's up, Jay?
You know, being a Cowboys fan, there's one song that always comes to mind. I think we can all resonate with it. It's by Boyz II Men. I'm just going to sing just the main chorus of it. It goes, it's so hard to say goodbye.
It's easy to say goodbye. You say goodbye every year about this time.
I know, but it's still fresh. The memories of the 90s is still fresh. Not really. It's not that fresh, but it feels like it. Yeah, it's a rough day, man. JJ came in. I'm gonna give the boy credit, man. He handled business. Mm-hmm. The one thing I did find interesting, and I didn't know this, is like I said, I don't really know a lot about the mechanics of a quarterback. But when they started showing or talking about it, like you're supposed to have both your feet planted, and they say that the way JJ McCarthy sometimes when he throws the ball on the run, he only has 1 foot planted. He's got this awkward, I guess, motion. I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that about the quarterback position. Yeah, that was interesting to me.
It only took him 10 games, but he decided to play quarterback for a change.
Yeah. And again, I will tell you this. There were times I was really excited about the Cowboys defense, and there were some times I was not excited about the Cowboys defense.
In this game?
Just in general. Just in general. They've had moments where they've looked really good. And this one, they did look pretty good. The secondary, Bland, he was all over Jefferson. Looked pretty good. And then there were times where it was just like that one. I like the one where he came around the corner. McCarthy. They had it look like it was going to be a run play, and then he has the ball and then he kind of quarterbackly sneaks it in on the left side, and I'm like, and everybody looked like they were just combobulated, like nobody knew where that ball was. So there were some times.
And Rob,
the Cowboys defense is that bad.
The Cowboys are bad. JJ did have a decent day, but the Cowboys, their defense is terrible.
But you look at the last three starts that JJ has made, though, he is starting to show the signs of development that you want to see. Yep. Like his completion percentage has gone up the last 3 games, each game. The turnovers have gone down from like 3 to 2 to 0, and on 1 against the Cowboys last night. He's getting more consistent with his footwork and his mechanics, which is leading to better passing. So, like, the development is starting to be there. It just bothers me that it took Kevin O'Connell this long to simplify the offense for him.
Oh, I know what's going on, but the Lions lost. He has to go back to being a Vikings fan.
I'm always a Vikings fan.
It's making more sense now.
No, I'm always a Viking fan, but that was the one thing that bothered me this year with O'Connell was he never simplify the system for McCarthy's strengths. And it took him basically to being eliminated from the playoffs to be like, well, now we might as well simplify the offense to see what kind of quarterback we have. And now Minnesota's actually playing halfway decent. It's like you should have been doing this the whole time that you had McCarthy simplifying your system. He wasn't ready to take on such an advanced system yet when they started him.
So what? He needs it on an Etch-a-Sketch? Like what are we talking about?
Because like even Sam Darnold said that when he went to Seattle this year. The toughest system that he has ever been a part of was Minnesota system. For whatever reason, like Minnesota system is so complex with so many like options and things that go into each play that even Darnold said he did not master that system until November, and he's like a 6-7 year veteran. Like you have a 22-year-old second-year quarterback who's a rookie. You can't throw this complex of a system at him with so many options when he never had any NFL experience before this year. Like it needs to be simplified to his strengths, and then as the season goes on, then you add in more options.
So he just needs the run to the Buick and turn around. Got it.
I will say this, though, that the Cowboys did a good job stopping the run. They did. I mean, I think they only gave up like 77 yards of rushing. But it was the fact that, and I think Kenyon Williams had an interception, if I remember right. It wasn't that they played bad. It's just that secondary. Like they only had 5 pass deflections, no sacks, right? So it's not like JJ was fighting for it. And then, of course, Dak didn't have any touchdowns. But then again, Dak didn't have any interceptions. So I don't know if it was,
you can't even really say, oh, our run defense was good, because when the pass defense is so bad, you don't have to run.
Well, so that's true. That's a good point.
And the one thing I will say, which is what made JJ McCarthy so successful last night. This was the first time, I think they said, since 2021 that the Minnesota Vikings went in an entire game without giving up a sack. That's how you help your rookie quarterback succeed, is you keep him upright. 26 pass dropbacks last night. Cowboys got to him 0 times. And for the most part, McCarthy's been getting sacked 3 to 4 times a game. So they actually kept him upright for once in his life. And it's amazing what happens if you can keep your quarterback upright. He completes a little bit more passes and actually looks like a competent quarterback.
Just appears like
and doing the gritty into the end zone was a really nice touch.
That was funny.
I mean, there was a couple of ones like that. You had Brock doing the Dougie, so you guys are having a little bit of fun out there this weekend.
And I will have to say that Jay had a double in tandem loss. Because Army also lost this week. So Jay is not feeling very good. He's, Navy came back, and the Army actually looked like they were ready to win that game.
Right.
It was actually a really good game, much better than I expected it to be. I thought that Navy was going to blow them out. And you know what? And that's ridiculous to even think that type of stuff, because really last year when Army was the much better team and Navy came in and blew them out, you didn't suspect that. This year, Navy was such the better team, and Army came in and really controlled the game most of the game. I don't know if anybody actually pays attention to the Army-Navy game, but I do.
I usually watch it. I just wasn't around for it.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Now what Donna doesn't know about me, but I know the guys at the panel does. What people don't understand is I served in both branches. I have 10 years in the Navy. I have 10 years in the Army, right? But the reason why I always go with the Army is because it's a deeper brotherhood. It's a very, very deeper brotherhood in the Army than it is in the Navy. A lot of people don't understand that. And that's why I always go with the Army. That plus my platoon leader, when I first checked into the Army, he knew I was dual service. He's like, McMinn, I know this is your first year in the Army, but if I even hear one thing about the Navy out of your mouth, I'm gonna have you running for days. And
I just like that you flip flop even in the service.
No, it's not. I've never flip flopped. First of all, I've never flip flopped. Okay. But
we're all on the same team. I mean, so
it is because if you notice that when the game was over with, Army sings Navy songs and Navy sings Army. They at the end of the day, you're still one thing, right? So, yeah.
Right. So it's
but yeah, I gotta give it to Navy, Pags. Hey, they came out and they played. They got the win.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was surprised that. And there was that one play where he fumbled the ball up in the air, caught it, and then go for the first down, which was really a kind of cool play to watch. They actually put that to, Titanic music, which was kind of funny.
It was actually a pretty incredible play, though.
Yeah, and just not only that, but just the entire game. Like I said, it's like one of my best friends here is an Army guy, so. We are bantering back and forth. He's like, the first thing he sends me, the first text he sends me, he says, "Go Army," because nobody played Navy when they were kids. I'm like, yeah, but you all played Battleship. So
fair enough.
That's pretty good. I like how you did that with Pags. Okay, I'm gonna give you that one. That's pretty good.
But it really was a good game, and like I said, I was getting razzed because Army was holding their own and they were ahead for most of the game. And then Navy, with like 6 minutes left, wound up scoring, and then the defense really took hold in that, because I thought Army would walk down and kick a field goal at the end, and Navy was able to hold them off.
See, it's always fun if you have different teams in the same household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Well, it's really interesting, kind of like what
See,
Donna
so your
said.
husband lost 2 times too, huh? And you know who I don't see here today? Joe. Where's
He's
Joe?
here.
Remember, you gotta remember, he doesn't-
But what we do see is Brad.
There he is. There's Joe. There's Joe. What do you know, Joe?
Pigs, this might be a dumb question for you, but you don't go to too many college games this time of year, do you?
None. I don't go to college games at all.
So I was going to ask if you had any interest in going to the Illinois State Villanova game on Saturday because Villanova makes it to the division.
Yes, I saw that.
National championship.
Is
game
that
at the
in
Illinois State.
Villanova?
It's in Villanova on Saturday afternoon. If they win, they go to the national championship game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it being on Saturday is the Eagles game.
Yes, but Eagles are home, aren't they? Are they?
No, they're away.
Okay. Because yeah, Villanova is like one of the surprise seeds. I think Villanova was like a 15 seed when the FCS playoffs started, and they like knocked off 2 of the top 4 teams on their way to where they are. And they get Illinois State, who upset North Dakota State last week, and so that's actually going to be 2 teams that typically don't make it to the FCS championship game. Villanova would be there for the first time in like 54 years. Illinois State would be there for like the first time in 30 some years. And then it's Montana versus Montana State on the other side.
Donna, was he the one who sent the picture of the clown? I got to ask that question because I had a couple people come at me, and one guy asked me to fight. I'm like, you better, that guy was a little chubby. I says, you better pack a lunch. And in your case, you get 3 sandwiches in there. So.
That's pretty damn funny.
Frankie, you don't have to wait till your afternoon show. Just pop over to my YouTube and you can yell at Joe right now.
So, Bo, were you surprised at how close the Colts were able to keep it? Because Phillip Rivers actually didn't play as bad as I
Their
thought.
defense looked fantastic.
Yeah.
The Colts, I mean, I guess we do have to keep in mind, like, for 11 weeks, they were the best team in the NFL, right?
Mhm.
Right.
And that's not all Daniel Jones, obviously.
No.
So,
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to go the way it did. I certainly didn't expect to win kicking 6 field goals, the most ridiculous thing ever. But, a win's a win at the end of the day. Hideous. And they better never do that again because any good team is going to beat you down if you kick 6 field goals. But
Hey, but from a fantasy perspective, if you got that field goal kicker on your team,
killing it. He probably halfway won you the weekend. So, and this would have been the first week of some of the playoffs, right?
yeah.
I made it. I won the playoffs.
I mean, the stats overall aren't going to look great for Phillip Rivers. 120 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But for not throwing a professional football in 5 years, he was still 18 of 27. So it's not like he played terrible. He showed that he's like, okay, give me a couple more reps. I might be able to do this for a couple weeks.
And there's Brad. You knew Brad was coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I like how Brad says it now, but when the Cowboys beat the Eagles, he wasn't nowhere to be found. Shut up, Brad.
Yeah, he showed up in literally the final minute of the show as we were closing out.
And I will say, though, after watching all the games yesterday, though, a lot of the playoff pictures changed drastically yesterday because of injuries.
Yeah.
Especially the NFC especially just changed drastically when you watched the Packers yesterday. Because that team just got blown up yesterday against Denver and not a good
A lot of injuries.
Christian Watson done for the year with a broken collarbone. Hasn't been confirmed yet, but it looks like Parsons is done with the torn ACL.
He was confirmed yesterday.
Oh, it's okay. Packers number 1 offensive lineman Zach Tom is done for the season with an ankle injury. Packers lost a safety yesterday, and one of their cornerbacks got a concussion yesterday.
Hey, let's not forget, though, the Chiefs got eliminated and Patrick Mahomes tore an ACL. Tell me that don't suck.
That's going to be the key next year for the Chiefs now. If the Chiefs were ever in a position to, I'm not going to say blow that roster up, but if the Chiefs were ever in a position to kind of retool and reload, next year's the year to do it, knowing that you probably won't have Mahomes most of the year.
Well, and you were already probably losing Kelsey anyway.
Yeah.
This is their time to rebuild. Yeah. Pags and I were talking before we went live here. This looks like it's probably the end of the KC era because not only do you have this team probably going to kind of fall apart a little bit, which is necessary, right?
Mhm.
But just over time, like that's got to happen.
Right.
But the Chargers and the Broncos are enough better that they're not just going to get a walk through the division. It reminded me a lot of the Patriots, for 15 years when nobody else in their division could win games. That was really the first 4 or 5 years of Mahomes with KC.
Yeah.
Now you're getting the Broncos and the Chargers are good enough. They're going to have a hard time just getting through their division instead of just walking through it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's, I think it's going to trigger them reworking this roster maybe a year ahead of when they were going to.
Yeah. And like now you have the question, like obviously Gardner Minshew, no one's going to sit here and say that Gardner Minshew is a great quarterback, but he's gotten the Jacksonville Jaguars to the playoffs once. So he's shown that he's serviceable.
Guy.
So now it's like if you're the Chiefs, you sign Minshew to a 1-year deal this year. Do you just bring him back next year knowing that you probably won't have Mahomes until November, if at all, next year, depending on how the season goes? If I'm the Chiefs, I just bring back Minshew next year and be like, run the system until Mahomes is back.
At the end of the day, Minshew's at least fun to watch. Like
Yeah.
he's an entertaining guy. So even if you're not going to be good, which, entirely possible, at least people will go to watch that.
Mm-hmm. He's like the white version of Jameis Winston, a guy that's going to get you touchdowns, but also turn the ball over and make it fun.
I feel like there's some bitterness here, Rob.
It'll be very interesting. The NFC West is going to determine a lot. And obviously the Packers are, the Packers still have a game and a half on the Lions.
The key to
Seattle
next week.
Seattle playing division games is going to be a hard thing. Obviously, they got the Rams, which is going to be for the division here.
Yep.
Well,
But,
and they also have the Niners, though. So, realistically, all three of these
and
teams
the Panthers, who are also right now fighting for a division.
And the Panthers got the
as
Bucs,
funny as that sounds,
Panthers got
those
the
are
Bucs
three
twice.
tough games.
And the Panthers got the Bucs twice the last 3 weeks. So the Panthers and Bucs are also going to be battling it out for that 4 seed because that's the only team that's coming out of that division.
Seattle's remaining is
Challenging.
brutal.
And the 49 and so the truth of the matter is that they are fighting for the second, fourth, and fifth seeds.
Yes.
Really the first, fourth, and fifth. Because say the Rams win. If the Rams win this game and go 12-3,
they're in the
did they play the Bears? Did they play the Bears?
The Rams? No, the Rams did not play the Bears.
Okay, so because the Bears could also still win the number 1 seed. There's no real chance for the Eagles to do it. Even if they were to win out, I don't expect that that's going to be a big deal.
The key for the 49ers is week 17, they get the Bears. So that's a game that the 49ers, if they can't win the division, they can at least maybe move up in seeding wise, depending on what happens there. But the Packers now also have the Bears next Saturday. A battered Packers team has the Bears in Chicago next Saturday, and then they follow that up by going to Baltimore the following Saturday. So all of a sudden, now the next 2 weeks, the Packers are kind of in a position where it's like we probably have to win out now. And going into a Baltimore game where Baltimore plays physical, going into Chicago where Chicago is going to want blood on the Packers right now. It's not going to be going into that game when you don't have your best defensive player in Parsons and your best offensive weapon in Christian Watson.
Yeah, see, the Rams really have an easy path here because they got the Seahawks. Obviously, that's tough. But then they have the Falcons and the Cardinals.
Yeah,
right. But so the Cardinals like to play spoiler. That could really hurt them at the end if they don't have the conference or the division clinched by then.
Yep.
My expectation is that
you have
the
some
division should be clinched. Say again.
You have some key elements of the Cardinals hurt, which is why they got absolutely smoked yesterday.
Yeah.
Got ya.
I'm surprised.
How bad do you think Devontae Adams being out? Because that hamstring popped, it looked like, in the middle of that route. I don't know if you guys were watching that game, but it looked like he was running and then
Yeah.
and then stayed on the ground. So
And I thought
There's-
Nakua was going to be bad too, but it looks like he wound up playing the rest of the game. I think he had cramps.
When did Adams' hamstring pop?
Yeah,
fourth quarter.
Okay.
yeah, it was fourth.
So it was after the Rams got on the roll, and it wasn't like beforehand. Because the
No.
Rams actually were just getting smacked in the mouth the first half, and then all
Well,
of a sudden,
no, and then Ferguson came out of nowhere and got 2 touchdowns. The moment that he got hurt, Ferguson got the next pass that was a touchdown, and then got Nakua wound up getting hurt on a play, and Ferguson got the touchdown right after that as well.
Yeah.
So the Rams, I mean, I'm just wondering how much will that affect them. Obviously, Ferguson coming out of nowhere showed up pretty well for those couple of plays.
I think it affects them Thursday against Seattle because
Exactly.
it's a short
I
week.
think that they will struggle against Seattle.
But after
The
that,
two
it'll be fine.
teams, like they're even with injuries, they're enough better of a team just based on defense.
Yeah.
That they can get through the next two. But
And if they get
Seattle's
home-
that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a
Parkinson, thank
Yeah.
you, Frankie.
Yeah, and if they get home,
Parkinson, not
if the
Ferguson.
Rams get home field, that also helps Adams too because he gets that extra week to rest that hamstring. So even if the Rams lose to Seattle Thursday, and then Seattle takes first place in the NFC West,
I
at that
think it
point,
popped. I think it popped. I think it's more than just a hamstring pull.
Oh,
The way that he hopped on it, I think it popped. So again, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. It just when you looked at his leg, it looked like it was crazy.
guest appearance.
Random
Let's go.
Random Eagles fans in the.
like Bo was saying though, like the Seattle game is going to be the game where I think the Rams are affected a lot by not having Adams, which they very easily can lose that game and then fall out of first place. But then they have the easier route the last 2 weeks than the Seahawks do, where it may not matter and the Rams could win those last 2 games without Devontae Adams, still win the division, get that first round bye, and then if his hamstring isn't as bad as what it looks, he's got that extra week to rest on that bye week and then come back in the divisional.
Yeah, Corum is the big surprise, really, with them. Corum actually being, as I'm reading what Kneecaps is right in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and it was the same one that he had pulled before. So anytime I see a hamstring on the injury report, it's like, man, those are time bombs.
3 weeks, 8 weeks, take your pick, somewhere in between.
I mean, I missed almost an entire season partially tearing one.
Yeah.
Like you spend a lot of time on a little bicycle trying to rehab that thing.
Hey, Wen, calm down, relax. This is not that time to start talking about your fantasies.
Hey, and where's Donna at? Donna, you should be getting a hold of West Coast Win because you gave me a hard time. Donna, you and West Coast Win need to be having a little thing in the chat group right now. Figure that out.
They're there. They're both there.
For as strange as this NFL season has been, though, just across the board, I mean, look at who's been good, who's struggled, and a lot of that in between. I'm very impressed with what Liam Cohen's been able to do in Jacksonville, though. Like, a lot of us made fun of Liam Cohen because of his opening presser when he took the Jaguars job, and I think a lot of us thought that he might be he could have been one of those like one and done coaches or like one of those coaches that just comes in and struggles, and yet here Jacksonville is sitting at 9-4, leading the AFC South, and from all accounts they've
10-4
each week. 10-4, yeah, and from all accounts they've gotten better each week.
The thing is, am I the only one on this panel that just feels like at some point Trevor Lawrence is going to turn back into a pumpkin and like
playoff game?
Be the turnover machine we all know he can be.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever they get in the playoffs, because right now the Jags are the 3 seed. They'd be getting the Buffalo Bills right now if the playoffs were to start today. He'll turn into a pumpkin in that game.
Well, and I think that the Patriots have a hiccup somewhere, and it probably is going to be against the Ravens. I think that the Ravens actually
On Sunday night next week.
Yeah, I think that they're not out of it yet. They won. They shut out whoever they were playing. I don't even know who they were playing. Sister Mary of the Poor, because we were playing Sister Mary of the Blind.
They played the Ravens played the Bengals.
Oh, and the fact that the Bengals didn't score any points, that's actually a big deal.
Yeah.
Shutting out Joe Burrow, although not as big a surprise after he said he's not having any fun.
Right? Like mentally, he looks defeated. Like even in his pressers, he's just like, meh.
And yet he did say this, and then he looks defeated, but then he still says in his press, like, I fully believe that this team is good enough to make a deep playoff run at some point. It's just like, your actions may not show that, though. Like, you might think that, but your actions are definitely not showing that in the presser. Like, you look like you want out without saying you want out.
Yeah, well, besides, like, how are you going to make a deep playoff run? You got to at least make the playoffs to do a deep run.
And the Steelers, I mean, interestingly enough, the Steelers play the Lions next week, which I suspect that the Lions, because the Lions lost yesterday, I mean, it's like they are going to probably kill them. Then you have the Browns, which is not as tough a game as you would think, but not as easy as a game as they are going to suspect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because and that's the day that Garrett's will break the record. I think against
Well, I mean, he only needs 1.5, right? So to tie it.
Right.
Or no,
yeah,
take that back.
He's 23 sacks. 23 sacks in the season. Not 22 like we thought.
Yeah, he's at 22. He's at 22 right now, I believe. So he
got 21 and a half.
21 and a
half.
half.
Yeah, that's right. They gave him a half a sack against the Bears on the second one yesterday, not the full sack.
Yeah.
He would have been at 22, but they gave him a half sack.
Right. So they got the Dolphins. The Steelers got the Dolphins, so that'll give them 8 wins.
What happens if the Dolphins win? To get the 7?
They stay in it.
I think that's what I'm saying. Like right now, like the Dolphins are one of those teams where they are not out of it after being 2-6 at one point. They win tonight, you're now 7-7. You have the same record as the Steelers. You have the same record as the Ravens. So like the Dolphins.
Yeah, but you're not in that division, which doesn't.
No, but the Dolphins stay alive though. Like the Dolphins.
No, the Dolphins are done. Like I don't know who you're lying to.
Yeah, I mean, there's no chance. There's no chance that Houston's going to lose 3 games.
Yeah. But like the Dolphins, knowing that they're still alive, though, like I think the Dolphins can play spoiler tonight against the Steelers.
Still alive? It's like a 5% chance, man. Like what are you talking about?
They still can play spoiler.
They're saying there's a chance.
That's like there's a chance.
That's like the Cowboys. They're less than 1%, but it's not technically over. Like,
that's right, Bo. It's not technically over yet.
What Peg said about it's like what Peg said about the Cardinals, though. The Cardinals are going to play spoiler. They're going to look to play spoiler in Week 18.
They're not.
I know, but they're going to come in with that mindset. Like the Dolphins can still play spoiler.
Well, no, but the Cardinals aren't because they have injuries that they're not trying to rush people back from. Like you got nothing to play for. Your team is terrible. In fact, winning isn't even helpful for you.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like anybody that plays the Cardinals from here out is walking through them, right? Like Murray isn't going to be there.
Yeah.
Harrison isn't going to be there.
Yeah.
They got a couple of linemen that, are questionable. Like, they're not going to try and get any of these guys hurt that have longer contracts.
I am surprised they did score as many points as they scored against Houston, though, for how good Houston's defense is. Like, I'm surprised they put up 24 points on them.
Okay, I know you have it. So, yeah. Hey, listen, just so that you know, Jay did not expect the Cowboys to make the playoffs. Yes. He did expect Washington to make it. We all expected Washington to make it. Dustin wasn't here that day. But when we discussed this, I actually pulled up our sheet to kind of say how we all fared. Yeah. Everybody thought the Bills would win the division. Mm-hmm. And Jay and I actually thought Miami would have stood a shot to making the playoffs.
Yeah.
We all thought, both thought Kansas City was going to win the division, mm-hmm. and the Broncos and the Chargers would make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Jay and I thought that the Broncos were going to win the division, and that Kansas City was going to make the playoffs. I also believed that the Chargers were going to make it, that there was going to be 3 teams from that division. Mm-hmm. We all thought that Baltimore was going to win the division and Pittsburgh was also going to make the playoffs. and that you guys decided that Houston was going to win the division, and I said Indy. And I looked great up until about 4 weeks ago when Indy started playing.
Wait a minute, they got Rivers. There's still a chance.
There is not a chance.
Yeah. In the NFC, we all thought that the Eagles would win, and we are really just a tie away from doing so. You know, if we tie, we win.
Yep.
So, we all thought LA would make it. You guys thought LA would win the division.
Mm-hmm.
Bo thought Seattle would make the playoffs. Jay thought Arizona would make the playoffs.
Oof.
I thought the 49ers would win the division and LA would make the playoffs.
So you guys all had like 3 teams from that division coming out? Just
no, only
just
2 teams.
Okay.
Just the 2. Nobody had 3 teams.
I didn't know if you all had like the Rams in Seattle, and then Jay had Arizona versus.
No. So everybody had the Rams, and then it was the Niners and Seahawks were interchangeable, and then Jay went with the.
There's Rosie. Say hi, Rosie.
Chicago.
Yeah, she's a tailgate gold medalist. We had our
Awesome.
tailgate Olympics, and we won the gold. So, or the Hungry Dogs won the gold. I wasn't on the Hungry Dogs team. I was the MC. So, anyways, all right, Pop. For the West or the North, you guys both thought Detroit were going to win the division, and that Green Bay would make it. I thought Green Bay was going to win the division, and that Detroit would make it. Nobody said Chicago.
I thought Chicago had an outside chance to get like the 7th seed. I didn't think they were going to win the division. I didn't think they were going to be in a position like they're in right now where they can win the division, get a 2 seed or a 1 seed. But I did think Chicago could get to 10 wins, which is where they are right now, and get that 7th seed.
Well, yeah, but you have to show up when we do these.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, like I initially I thought the Bears were going to be one of those teams like that could have went like a worst to first scenario, because you see that every year in the NFL. It's like the one sport out of like all the 4 major sports where every year you see a team go from worst to first or first to worst. Like you see that every year. And I thought if there was a team that was going to go from worst to first, the Bears would be that team because of Ben Johnson, because of Dennis Allen, and who Ben Johnson brought in on his coaching staff.
Yeah, your boy Phil almost upset something last night. Instead, all he did was he scored a touchdown and decided to have another kid. So,
Pretty much.
they're pumping out the prizes over there in the Rivers family. And for the South, you guys thought, Bo and Jay thought Tampa Bay would do it. I thought Atlanta would win the division and that Tampa Bay would make the playoffs.
Okay.
So that's how we all chose.
So we didn't do particularly great.
Well, I mean, thinking about this in a real sense, I mean, the LA, the West, the NFC West is still up for grabs completely. You know, I would say that everywhere else, I mean, you guys still have a chance with Tampa Bay winning the division. So that's a possibility. The Eagles winning, we all got that correct.
Yep.
The Houston thing is still available. I don't think Indianapolis can win the division, although they can still make the playoffs. Baltimore can still win the division. The Broncos are likely to win the division. And that I'm not still sold on the Patriots yet winning the division.
The Bills are
Let's
hanging
see
around.
how they recover. Let's see how they recover from what I think is actually a more devastating loss to them than suspected. You don't need to hide because you're seeing the entire way.
All things
Why do I feel like he's the other guy from Super Troopers and we just found him?
That looks like Minshew. It looks like Gardner Minshew.
all things considering, though, when you look at like your predictions that you guys made, all things considering, when you put all the injuries into account this year, you guys have done like really well. Like nobody thought Lamar Jackson was going to be hurt 5-6 weeks, and then Baltimore goes 1-5 in the games he's out, but all of a sudden they're 7-2 in the games he plays. You look at the injury to Daniel Jones. Now, like nobody thought the Colts were going to be 8-1 at one point. Like, yes, a lot of people had them win the division, but nobody saw the Colts sitting at 8-1 before Daniel Jones gets hurt. So, like, there's so many injuries this year which have derailed a lot of teams. Where if these guys were hurt, your predictions would even be better than where they are.
Yeah, Coach Hollis, I kind of look a little bit at that Patriots loss, and I liken them to a college team. And the only reason why I say that is because when a college team has a big loss in the season, that typically, unless they're playing like a really, really bad team, they will come lay an egg that following week because it's a downer. And I'm wondering how well they're going to be up for this game moving forward. That's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be a lot tougher of a game. I know that they're not playing the toughest of teams, but it's going to be a much tougher game than I think for the Patriots. And they're going to need to come out and figure it out pretty quickly. In essence, have a short memory. Yeah. They got to have a very short memory here and get back to playing the football the way that they were playing in those 10 games, because I feel like that's a pendulum swing. And this pendulum swinging back the opposite direction could very well mean another loss, and that means Buffalo wins that division.
Well, that's similar to when they have like a big emotional win too.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's hard to keep that energy in the next week. The teams will fall apart. So, I mean,
right.
Anytime you're too high or too low, it messes the next week up.
It does.
I feel like the Patriots make the playoffs, but I'm kind of where Robert is. I feel like they're not good enough, I think, to go deep. I think they can maybe get one win, but I think they won't make the AFC Championship. I don't feel like they're.
No, I think they're a one and done also, and it has nothing to do with like hating the Patriots or anything like that. It's such a young team.
Yeah.
That you watch it across sports all the time, but the first time OKC got into the playoffs, you're like, yeah, I mean, they're the best team in basketball, but they're not going to win, just lacking that playoff experience. I think the Patriots are going to be kind of similar there. Like they're going to get in the playoffs, obviously,
right?
But I think they're kind of a one and done.
Right.
Just lack of experience on the team. It's a very young team.
But it is a good start. I mean, for Vrabel's first year there, I mean, hell of a good start.
Yeah, and they do play the Ravens next Sunday night.
If you're a wrestling fan, go check out Devin's channel. It's awesome.
Hey, Devin, you know who was at the Eagles game yesterday and is the big Eagles fan? Cody Rhodes was there at the Eagles game, going back to where it all happened, where he won the WWE Championship. And now he's a big Eagles fan. How about that?
Well, and of course, he's also a big Bears fan. So he's having a good day. He's having a good day.
But the Patriots playing the Ravens, I think that's going to be a much tougher game for them than they really want it to be. And I think that they lose that game, actually.
Yeah, the Patriots would have to lose 2 of their last 3. And Buffalo would have to win out to win that division because the Patriots have the better division record.
Right. Well, so losing against the Jets would actually make the difference.
Yeah. So the Patriots actually still would be in the driver's seat even if they lose to the Ravens next week, just because they would still have that tiebreaker over the Jets or over the Bills, because that Miami loss to Buffalo Buffalo loss to Miami is what's killing the Bills right now.
Right. So, but Denver, I feel like, has won the conference.
Yeah. After yesterday, I think Denver got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, short of them pooping the bed a couple of times, you know what I mean? Who did Denver lose to? I mean, because they're on that.
They started the year. Yeah, they started I was just about to pull that up. I think they lost the first game of the year and the third game of the year, or they
lost the second and the third to the Colts and the Chargers. Actually,
so I guess that's 2 teams that were good. So
they would have to lose out to not win the division at this point.
No, but I'm talking about the conference, keeping the conference in play. If they were to lose the next 2 games,
the Jacksonville game
and the Patriots win out.
Yeah, the Jacksonville game could be tough for the Broncos, but now that Mahomes is out, the Broncos, I think, are just going to steamroll the Chiefs in Week 17. And then they have the Chargers to end the year Week 18. So 2 of their last 3 games are tough, but I still think the Broncos go 2-1 over their last 3 and get the conference.
I mean, they only need 1 win.
Yeah.
And they lock it up.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think they obviously will get over the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes there. I mean, and they also lost their Jones, did they? Did they lose Jones off the defense? Chris Jones or whatever his name is.
No, he's there.
I thought Jones got hurt.
His press conference was hilarious. Though. I don't know if you guys saw
Was
that.
it?
no.
Chris Jones was like talking after the game about like Mahomes and just like how much he means to the team or whatever. And then they were just asking him about the season or whatever. He's like, we still have a chance to make the playoffs. Like, our season's not over until they tell us that the season's over. And then the reporter's like, your season is over. You're eliminated. He's like, we're out? Oh. And then he just stared for like 5 minutes. I'm like, well,
Oh, I guess
that
I
aged
did actually
well.
see that clip. I didn't watch the presser, but I
Yeah.
saw that clip. I think CBS put it out there.
Like, oh, that just aged well, didn't it?
Wow. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, so yeah,
I mean, he might not have known. He may not have been paying attention.
I mean,
Well,
you
no,
make
he
the playoffs, yeah, you make the playoffs
Yeah,
for
he didn't
10
know.
straight. You make the playoffs for 10 straight seasons. You kind of become oblivious to the fact that like the Chiefs have struggled before and they've still gotten into the playoffs and made a deep run. So like this season struggles aside, like he still has in the back of his mind, it's like we've been in this position before. Like we've still gotten in because we got hot the final 3 weeks and have won out. But now it's just like, oh, I guess I didn't realize we were as bad as what we were.
Well, and even if they were relying on that, it wasn't going to happen now that Mahomes is done.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's probably best that Mahomes doesn't finish out this season.
I was even on the fence. Like once I found out that they were eliminated yesterday, even if Mahomes didn't get hurt, I kind of would have been like, why don't you just sit him the last couple of weeks? Like you're playing for nothing at this point. Just start sitting some of your older players that have played how many games the last 5 years by making all the Super Bowls you made. Give them some extra time
yeah,
off.
I
You're
mean,
not
he
playing
has
for
an
anything.
entire extra season of games
Yeah.
and playoff runs. So
Yeah,
I mean,
like you're playing for a draft pick at this point to help rebuild your roster. So why throw Mahomes, Kelsey, or any of those starters out there really the last 2 weeks? Just throw Minshew out there and some of the backups the final 2 games.
I mean, you probably leave Kelsey out there because he's probably
Yeah.
done after this year anyway.
Yeah, but
So
like
let
throw
him
Minshew
get
out
some
there.
stats.
Throw Minshew out there week 17 and 18. Throw like some of the backups out there. Now it doesn't matter anyways because Minshew's going to play. But I would have sat Mahomes the last couple games just because you had nothing to play for besides the draft pick.
Here's what I didn't understand, and maybe you can explain this to me, Bo. They showed him walking off the field and walking through the tunnel.
Yeah.
With a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can still walk.
Yeah, Parsons did the same thing. Parsons
Yeah.
walked off too.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
not like it's not like a torn
I
Achilles.
currently have one.
Say again.
I currently have a torn ACL.
So you can walk fine.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah, what you can't do is you can't pivot super well.
Yeah.
Now the thing that's funny is, unless you're a top level athlete, you can actually survive without getting it done. Like I've never had the ability to have that kind of downtime to go get this fixed, but I mean, at some point I probably will. But yeah, and the pain in the moment is no joke, but it dissipates over time. You can kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
So you don't actually have to get that one repaired. Ideally you do, right? Because it makes your knee more stable. But it is.
Well, I
one of
remember
those-
the one guy from college, and they used rubber bands, like the thick rubber bands, not like normal little bitty rubber
Yeah.
bands, like
Yeah.
really big rubber bands, and they taped, like they brought it up his thigh, and they used rubber bands, one on the top of his knee and one on the back of his knee, and they taped that to his thigh and his calf. And he was able, in essence, they made an exo ACL.
Yep.
So it's, it's feasible to make that happen. And he wasn't about to become pro or anything like that. It was his last game and he wanted to play. And, they did it and they were able to allow him to play in that last game, which was kind of
Yeah,
cool
I mean,
that
you
they
just
were
have
able
to
to do that.
You just have to stabilize the knee so that you don't tear other ligaments. But yeah, you can actually function without the ACL. And yeah, torn and a complete tear can be totally different. The other thing is the technology behind doing those ACL repairs is actually pretty amazing now, because you can have one that is shredded to a point where you can't use the existing one, and they can go get a cadaver one and put it in there, and it'll work just fine also. So, I mean, it's the technology behind the surgery of an ACL is so much better than like when I was in high school.
Same thing like
chop your whole leg apart to get to it.
Same thing with Tommy John and baseball.
Now it's all micro blades and everything to get in there. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Same thing with Tommy John and baseball too. Like the old Tommy John surgery, like you'd have to have your elbow just like completely ripped apart, completely reconstructed. Now the same thing. Like they have cadavers. They have like all this other technology stuff that they can do for Tommy Johns now that make it basically like the old torn ACL, the NFL, where it's so common now. People have it. It's just like, okay, here you go, elbow's fixed. Go rehab for 8 months.
Actually, and now I think with the technology of nanobots coming out more and more, yeah, you're going to see that where they're going to send little nanobots in, and they're going to be making the repairs. Yeah, and in certain cases, like they could do like 3D, real stuff, like living organisms.
Yeah, if they could just put a bunch of those in my body, because you would have a lifetime of work moving forward. Just leave them in there. Let them just repair shit as they go.
There's no need to take them out now.
Yeah, exactly. Just leave those bad boys in there.
Hey, listen, I know in March I'm headed to Costa Rica, and I was seriously considering just saving up some money to go get the stem cells. Just shoot them everywhere. Just put them everywhere, and I'll figure it out from there. So,
no, I'm with you.
And then I'll go out for my scholarship.
If Phillip Rivers can play football at 44, I'm sure you can get a job somewhere doing something.
Oh, Dustin, let's not
somewhere doing something. That's exactly what I mean.
Whether you go for baseball or whether you go for football, I'm sure if you got your stem cells, you could get a job.
Hey, listen, once I get the stem cells, all I want to do is I want to be able to play softball in the celebrity softball game, at the All-Star game, and I want to go in the home run derby. I want to be able to compete, and I'm going to win the home run derby at the All-Star game for softball. Celebrities, not against baseball players. I'm not going into that home run derby. Just letting you guys know, I'm not doing that. I am going to try to do the celebrity softball home run derby. I would love to. I'm not shooing yet.
Your celebrityship in Philadelphia, they will ask you to be a part of that game.
I hope so. From your lips to God's ears. You know what I mean? I'm not there yet, I don't think. I feel like that I gotta earn it a little bit more. Like I gotta catch a baby out of a window or something. And
Jason Kelce will be a part of that game too.
Well, and see, that's the thing. I know how to hit a softball. And it's been a minute. It's been a couple years since I've played. But I tell you, when I went to the batting cages, I could still get into one. And I'm going to be preparing for this. Like I'm going to start hitting the batting cages again here. Once football season's over, I'm going to the batting cages like once a week, and we're going to be crushing it.
Huh. So you're good at the fast pitch? That fast pitch?
No. I'm slow pitch.
Slow pitch. Okay.
Yeah, my bat speed's way off.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, man. Mine is too. I might be able to do a bunt. Just let me just hold the bat. And I'll just see if I can go up or down and match it. But don't. Yeah.
And yes, Donna, he's going to retire.
Yeah.
Hey, Frankie, I'd love to be able to do that. Again, that's another thing that I think I'm a couple of years away from yet.
What's wrong with what's wrong with your knees or what?
No. He's talking about calling a draft pick.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the softball, about the stem cells.
So, yeah. But with the stem cells, no, the stem cells, my shoulders actually.
The shoulders.
Like that's the shoulders. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a couple in my knees. Like, what the hell? Like, let's get some stem cells all over the place. If you're going there, I'm 53 years old. Things are starting to deteriorate a little bit. You get them all over hips, knees, ankles, shoulders. You know, throw some in my head a little bit. Let's get everything working better.
Which head?
Hey, listen, that's everything still works down there just fine.
Brought to you by Cialis.
A little blue pill.
Oh, that is awesome.
Man.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not there yet, and I hope that they do let me play. But I'm
What
still working
position
towards it.
would you play? Are you an outfielder or infielder?
I mean, I could chase down a ball. Like, listen, it's a celebrity softball game, so my thought is that
Put Pegs at first base, Jason Kelsey at catcher.
I was thinking the other way. You put Jason Kelsey at first base and me at catcher because I could direct. Like, I used to play catcher for softball because I wasn't that fast. You know, you have the faster guys play the outfield, and I played on like a B level team. You know, and when you're that old, you need young guys to be able to run and catch the ball and stuff like that. So I can also pitch a little bit. So
Well, especially in softball.
yeah, slow pitch softball, you just got to get the ball over the plate. And
Yeah, I mean,
you
you're
don't
just
have to do
lobbing it out
anything
there.
crazy. You're pitching batting practice is what it is.
Exactly.
But I could also play, like, for the celebrity softball game, I could probably play third base. I could probably play left field. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
You can put me anywhere. I don't care. That's the thing. You get me on the field, you put me anywhere. I can play second base. Second base, I'm not as good at. Like, I remember the last time I made a double play at second base, I went to field the ball. I didn't field the ball. And I kicked it to the shortstop, who then got it and, made the throw to first base. It was the most ridiculous looking double play that I've ever seen. But as a catcher, and they hit those pop flies that go right up at him, just foul ball, I'm like a cat. Bam! Got it.
Just see him doing it too.
Yeah, I'm not putting that on the screen, Frankie.
Yeah, I that's not
I'm
funny.
trying to keep my monetization.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So, stop setting me up for failure, Frankie.
Hold on. When being a cougar and playing softball are two different things. When what do they call male cougars? Lions? Or just studs?
Yeah, right.
Call a girl out.
This is deteriorating quickly.
Right. That's all right. We're close to the end, so that works.
Yeah,
You know,
it's Monday.
I will say that circling back to sports a little bit, I was impressed with how Phillip Rivers looked as far as being in the game. Obviously, he's a little thicker than he used to be, right? Not that he was ever running away from anybody anyway, but still pretty accurate thrower, still commanded the offense well. So for him to be out for 5 years, I thought he actually came in pretty good off the couch.
I mean, he certainly kept him competitive. I mean, you went against Seattle, which in my mind, Seattle is one of the two best teams in the league, right? I get the Rams a good team as well, but the fact that he went out there and played, or they played as well as they did against Seattle,
Against that defense too.
Kudos to their defense was fantastic, but also kudos to their offensive line because they knew he was able to get away, right? So they were doing their job.
Yeah.
As a Seahawk fan, it was frustrating to watch, but
yeah, tell me about it. I mean, I had Seattle as my defense. They got me 5 points, good for them. But man, I really thought they were going to do a number on Rivers, and they just, like you said, but that offensive line for Andy did a hell of a good job.
They did. It was impressive. It was annoying, but it was impressive.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
And he was a high school coach, I think, right?
Yeah,
Like, he was a coach. So,
No.
I mean,
Like
he
he's
was
still been throwing the ball, but
He
you're not
technically still is
in
a
an
high school
NFL
coach
defense.
because he's planning on coaching the same high school team next year. So he's technically still is the high school coach. But now that the high school season's done, he's like, I got some spare time.
Well,
can
and
go-
it's funny because they were actually showing his high school team all watching it at a restaurant. And so very cool. And he's actually going to go back to coaching. So, I mean, it's not like it's, anything like that, but
makes me wonder. It makes me wonder how many offers he'll start to get to become either a quarterback's coach or an offensive coordinator.
oh yeah.
Probably some.
Because the fact that he's been able to come back and play as well as he did against a top level defense makes me believe that, especially for situations like where everybody's been saying that certain quarterbacks don't know how to read defenses and things of that nature, the fact that he was able to read it so well makes me believe that that is something that he'd be able to teach to somebody else and ultimately gets an offer where he gets paid a lot more money than coaching high school. Now, that may not bode well for his wife and the 17,000 kids that they have, but
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
You know, I figure somebody who has that many kids wants to actually spend time with them. I'm taking that for granted a little bit.
You would think so. I mean, that it's a lot of kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a lot of kids.
So is Rivers
Just
only
wait
there?
until-
Is he going to be there next week too, Rivers, or are they going to either
He's
go back
there
to
next
Riley
week.
Leonard?
The rest of the season.
Oh, is that to the rest of the season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder what is. I mean, they never disclosed like how much money he's getting paid. I wonder like
Probably
where
getting paid like $250K. It's probably literally something like
250?
that. Probably like
Yeah.
50K a game or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, league minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait till the Chargers.
veteran
have their
minimum.
20 Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait till the Chargers have their
Prorated
20
because you're
anniversary.
not there the whole season.
Just wait till the Chargers have their 20-year anniversary from when they left San Diego. You can have a Phillip Rivers team and an Antonio Cromartie team and put all their kids as the 22 players. Line them up and go.
Pretty much.
Let's go.
That being said, that does get us to the top of the hour. Thanks for playing along. Most of it was sports. So, hey, pretty solid Monday. Be sure to like and subscribe. Helps us bring our stuff to you. Otherwise, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy Monday Night Football. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.